There's something the most successful salespeople in history never told you. It's not luck, charm, or saying the perfect words. It's a hidden secret passed down through the ages, and most people have no idea. If you've ever felt that financial success is only for a few, or that rejection holds you back, this will change your mindset forever. Because today, I'm going to reveal the principles that made Hafid the greatest salesman in the world. These are not just motivational phrases. They've been in the Bible since the beginning, but few know how to apply them. If you follow them, they won't just change your mindset, they'll change your entire reality. But there's one important detail. One of these principles is the most powerful of them all, and without it, none of the others will work. So stay with me until the end, because discovering it could mean the difference between staying stuck where you are or stepping into a new season of success. Subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss more content like this, because what you're about to learn will open your eyes in a way you never imagined. Secret number 1. Failure will never defeat the one who is determined. The path to success is never a straight line. Hafid, a young dreamer with no resources, faced his first challenge, selling a single robe in Bethlehem. What seemed simple became a chain of rejection. He knocked on doors, tried to persuade people, but all he got were no's. Frustration and doubt hit hard with each rejection. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, nothing moves forward? Here's the key. Failure is not the end. It's part of the journey. Hafid could have given up on the first day, returned empty-handed, and settled for a life as a humble camel keeper. But he remembered his master's words. Failure will never defeat the one with strong enough determination. So, he made a choice that would change his life, to keep going no matter what. And what does the Bible say about this? The righteous may fall 7 times, but they rise again. Proverbs 24:16. Look at the story of Joseph, sold as a slave, betrayed, forgotten in prison, yet he never gave up. And in the end, God raised him up as the second most powerful man in Egypt. God honors those who persist. So if you've ever thought about giving up because doors won't open, remember this: every no is bringing you closer to the right yes. Hafid didn't know it, but those rejections were training him for success. And the same is true for you. Failure isn't the enemy. Lack of persistence is. Now, if you want to learn more about how to build habits of success and develop the mindset of the wealthy, leave a comment below and share what principle you're applying today. We're here to grow together. Secret number 2. Conquer fear to succeed. Fear is a silent thief. After many rejections in Bethlehem, Hafid realized his biggest enemy wasn't closed doors. It was the fear he felt before even knocking. He would stop in front of each house, heart racing, with one thought repeating in his mind, what if they reject me again? Maybe you've felt the same. You know what you have to do, but there's a voice in your head whispering, what if I fail? The problem is, fear paralyzes. Hafid hesitated to knock. He spoke with uncertainty and unknowingly passed that insecurity on to the customers. Until he discovered something powerful. Fear doesn't vanish before action. It disappears after. So he made a decision to keep going despite fear. With every new attempt, his confidence grew. What once seemed impossible began to feel natural. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-control. 2 Timothy 1:7. Look at Moses. He was afraid to speak before Pharaoh, but God backed him up. Fear didn't disappear beforehand. It left when he obeyed. Faith overcomes fear. So what about you? Hafid realized fear wasn't a sign to stop, but an opportunity to grow. Those who succeed aren't the ones who never feel afraid. They're the ones who don't let fear stop them. Secret number 3. Have faith in the process and keep moving forward. The path to success is full of moments of doubt. After days without a single sale, Hafid started questioning if he had what it takes to win. He watched other sellers closing deals with ease while he collected only rejection. Comparison tormented him. He thought, maybe I'm not as good as them. Maybe this just isn't for me. Like many do, he nearly gave up. But that's when the real test began. Moving forward even when there are no results. Hafid remembered a key teaching from his master. Walk by faith, even when you can't yet see the path. He chose to ignore the feeling of failure and kept knocking on doors. Each no was preparing him for the right yes. With every attempt, he refined his pitch, understood people better, and became a stronger seller. Success isn't about talent, it's about endurance, for we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. Abraham left his land not knowing where he was going, but he trusted that God had a plan. The process isn't always clear, but faith leads to the reward. If Hafid had quit before seeing results, he never would have become the greatest salesman. The same is true for you. Success isn't built in a day, but every day you keep moving, you're building it. Secret number 4, hard work beats natural talent. Hafid watched other salesmen and felt frustrated. It seemed like they were born to sell, while he had to work twice as hard. And still, he couldn't match their results. He started to believe he'd never reach their level. Have you ever seen someone do something easily and thought, no matter how hard I try, I'll never be that good? Comparison is a dangerous trap that can make you doubt your own potential. But Hafid soon realized those great sellers weren't born that way. They became experts through practice, mistakes, and time. Their success wasn't luck, it was years of effort. Consistent work beats unshaped talent, so Hafid made a decision, not to compete with others but with himself, to get better each day, even if just a little. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord. Colossians 3:23. Look at David. Before becoming king, he spent years tending sheep, perfecting his aim with a sling. He didn't become a leader overnight, but through daily preparation and hard work. If Hafid had waited to feel ready, he never would have succeeded in sales. The same goes for you. Every small effort brings you closer to mastering your craft. Talent may give you a head start, but only discipline takes you to the finish line. If you're facing financial struggles or any difficulty in life, share your prayer request in the comments. We've seen God transform lives, and we believe He can do the same for you. We're here to support you in faith. Secret number 5, serve first, and success will follow. Now that we understand hard work is the foundation of success, an important question arises: how do we make people trust what we offer? Hafid thought selling was just about speaking well and closing fast, but something didn't add up. No matter how hard he tried, many people simply ignored him. He wondered, why won't they buy if what I offer is good? Over time, he learned something crucial. True success doesn't come from convincing people. It comes from serving them. Hafid observed that the best salesmen weren't trying to push products. They were helping people see real value in what they offered. Instead of focusing only on the features of the robe, Hafid began to listen to his customers, to understand their needs, and to show how the product could truly help them. The key was giving first, without expecting anything in return. Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. Matthew 23:11. Look at Jesus, the greatest leader in history. He didn't come to be served, but to serve. He washed his disciples' feet, healed the sick, and gave without asking for anything back. Hafid realized the true secret of great salesmen: generosity, helping first before receiving anything. And the same applies to our lives. We often focus on what we want to achieve, but forget that success is the result of what we give. When you serve with a genuine heart, abundance follows naturally. Now, I invite you to declare this in the comments. I serve with excellence, and prosperity flows into my life. By writing it, you're affirming this principle over your own journey. The way you give determines what you receive. Secret number 6, generosity brings prosperity. Hafid had worked hard to improve his skills, and finally he had one robe ready to sell. He knew this sale mattered. It would prove he was progressing. But something unexpected happened. Inside a cave, he found a couple with a newborn baby, shivering from the cold. They were poor and couldn't pay him, but their need was undeniable. His mind went into conflict. If I give them this robe, I'll return empty-handed. How will I explain this failure, he wondered. His master expected results, and he had promised himself that this time he would close a sale. But deep inside, he felt something stronger, a call to be generous. So, against all logic, he wrapped the baby in the robe and handed it to the mother. It was an act of faith. There is one who gives freely, yet gains even more. Proverbs 11:24. Look at Solomon. When God offered him anything, he didn't ask for riches, he asked for wisdom. And what happened? God gave him wisdom, but also riches like no one else before. Hafid understood that when we give with the right heart, provision returns multiplied. Generosity isn't a loss, it's an investment. Just days after that act, Hafid's life began to change in ways he never imagined. What seemed like failure was actually the beginning of his true success. God always rewards those who give without expecting anything in return, and the same can happen for you. Secret number 7, be patient. Success doesn't happen overnight. Hafid was growing impatient. He had worked hard, conquered fear, served with excellence and acted with generosity, but still saw no big results. He questioned whether he was truly on the right path. Watching others succeed faster only filled him with doubt. Have you ever put your whole heart into something and felt like the results were taking too long? But his master gave him a powerful lesson. Time is an ally, not an enemy. Every effort you make today is a seed that will bear fruit tomorrow. Hafid began to notice that even without great results, each day he was becoming a better salesman than the day before. Every rejection, every attempt, every customer conversation was preparing him for success. But those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. Isaiah 40:31. Look at Noah. He spent years building the ark without seeing a single drop of rain. People called him crazy, but he knew God's promise would be fulfilled in time. And when the moment came, it was all worth it. The same is true for your life. We live in a world addicted to instant gratification, but true achievements require time and consistency. Hafid discovered that patience and persistence were just as important as any other skill. If you keep planting, the harvest will come at the perfect time. Secret number 8, believe you can, and you will. Hafid had learned so much along the way, but there was still something holding him back. He continued to doubt himself. Even with more confidence and growth, that voice still whispered, "What if I never become great at this?" Many times, even before approaching a client, he was already sabotaging himself with thoughts of failure. But then his master confronted him with a powerful truth. If you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect others to believe in you? That shook him. He realized his mindset was shaping his outcomes. From that moment on, he chose to act as if he were already a successful salesman. He changed his posture, his tone of voice, and the way he saw himself. And something incredible happened. His reality began to shift. All things are possible for the one who believes. Mark 9:23. Look at Peter. He walked on water while he believed he could. But when he doubted, he sank. It wasn't the water that stopped him, it was his lack of faith. Our mind is either our greatest barrier or our greatest ally. If Hafid hadn't changed his way of thinking, he never would have become the greatest salesman. And the same is true for you. Success doesn't start with what you do, it starts with what you believe. When you begin to act with the conviction that you'll make it, the world around you starts to align with that reality. The first step toward success is believing it's possible. Secret number 9, gratitude multiplies blessings. At the beginning of his journey, Hafid constantly complained. He was frustrated by rejection, by hardship, by how slow his progress was. Every time something didn't go as expected, his mind filled with bitterness. He felt like the world was against him and that he would never succeed. Has that ever happened to you? Focusing only on problems and missing the opportunities right in front of you? One day his master told him something that would change his mindset forever. He who is grateful with little will be entrusted with much. Hafid started to realize that even if he didn't have everything he wanted, he had what he needed to keep going. Every rejection was a lesson. Every attempt was a new chance. Each day was a new opportunity. Give thanks in all circumstances. 1 Thessalonians 5:18. Look at Jesus. Before multiplying the loaves and fish, the first thing he did was give thanks. Gratitude is a principle of abundance. When you give thanks, your mindset changes, your energy shifts, and your life begins to transform. Hafid noticed that the more he gave thanks, the more opportunities came his way. Doors that once seemed closed began to open, and the same can happen for you. If you stop focusing on what's missing and start appreciating what you already have, you'll attract more blessings into your life. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the door to prosperity. Secret number 10. Share your knowledge to leave a legacy. After years of learning and growing, Hafid had found success. He became the greatest salesman with wealth and wisdom. But something inside told him his mission wasn't complete. He asked himself, what good is all I've learned if I don't share it with others? He realized that true greatness isn't found in what you accumulate, but in what you leave for the next generation. His master entrusted him with a priceless treasure, scrolls containing the secrets of success. But there was one condition. He couldn't pass them on until he found someone who truly needed them. Hafid understood that his purpose was bigger than his own prosperity. His mission was to teach others so they too could walk in abundance. Go and make disciples of all nations. Matthew 28:19. Look at Paul. He didn't just preach, he left letters and guidance that would continue to transform lives long after he was gone. A true legacy isn't what you achieve, it's what you inspire in others. Hafid discovered that his greatest reward wasn't wealth, but the impact he could create by sharing what he knew, and the same applies to you. If you've learned something that could help others, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, teach, guide, because real prosperity is measured in the lives you transform. Now that you know the secrets that made Hafid the greatest salesman in the world, you realize success isn't about luck. It's about applying principles that have been in the Bible all along. Failure, fear, patience, faith, gratitude, generosity, they're not just ideas, they're keys that unlock the doors to abundance. But here's the truth. Knowing them isn't enough. You have to live them. Look at your life today. Which principle do you need to apply more deeply? Maybe it's overcoming fear. Maybe it's becoming more consistent. Declare it in faith and write it in the comments. I walk by faith and apply God's principles to prosper. By doing so, you're activating a commitment with yourself and with God. Also, if you need prayer, leave your request in the comments. We'll be praying and believing for God to move in your life. And remember, this journey doesn't end here. To learn how to apply these principles daily and develop habits that elevate your life, stay connected with Messiah Speaks. May God bless every area of your life. Amen.